Good morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, today is USDA acreage and March 1 stocks report day, so we'll be a lot smarter at 11 o'clock Chicago time than we are now. A lot of analysts are putting some pretty high importance to what the USDA says, even though, especially in acres, these numbers have a tendency to change between now and the final acres. I think, first of all, markets trying to adjust the fact that the U.S. may release 180 million barrels of crude out of the strategic petroleum reserves. Crude is down. Soybean oil is following that. I think there's 588 million barrels in the strategic reserves. This is about 1 million barrels per day over the next several months. And we use 20 million barrels per day here in the U.S. So it psychologically is offering resistance to the crude oil market, but at the end of the day, we're still going to be watching what's going on in Ukraine and the sanctions on the Russians and how much crude is not coming to Europe and the U.S. because of those sanctions. The war continues in Ukraine, and yesterday we saw wheat prices, corn prices trade higher, and then rumors of China coming in and buying U.S. beans to replace 3.5 million tons of beans they recently sold out of their reserves, offered support to the marketplace. So we'll see how the market reacts to the USDA numbers, and then we'll watch money flow as the market still has to try to figure out inflation. Also has to try to figure out just what happens to the war in Ukraine, and also just how do currencies react to some talk about slowing economies, especially Europe and Germany and China. We also have been hearing about the Chinese hog producers' negative margins and that they're trying to use different feedstuffs versus soybean meal to feed to the hogs. And we also would be concerned that would lower bean imports. Right now, beans are being exported out of Brazil with 70% of the bean crop harvested. Interesting, in Argentina, they're limiting people to 15 liters of diesel per customer. That could slow harvest conditions for both corn and beans in Argentina. Here in the U.S., we have a pretty impressive storm front from the upper Midwest down all the way into the Delta, moving east. That rain event will probably continue to saturate soils in the Delta, the Tennessee Valley, Ohio River Valley area, and slow plantings there. The Southern Plains looks like they're going to begin to dry out, and we're seeing Kansas City wheat futures gain on Chicago because of this. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day. Remember, always treat people like you yourself would like to be treated.